Living in my Jeep Renegade is cheap and simple. I'm making this video as a response and a clarification because earlier this year, months ago, I made a video called RV Living. Not cheap, not so simple. And I've recently received a lot of comments on it like, oh, maybe this lifestyle isn't for you. You need to go see Bob Wells. You should do this, you should do that. One is, I appreciate and thank anyone's feedback because obviously a lot of people mean well and they put a lot of effort into it. But that is the problem when someone takes one video and then tries to define my journey. Number one thing is I will not allow anyone to define my journey. Whether it's someone who leaves a comment or Bob Wells. You don't need Bob Wells to define how you choose to live in a car, van, or RV. You don't need me either. You can use other pieces, but you have to define your own journey. And I want to be very clear. I have defined my own journey and I will continue to refine it. That is the simplest, cheapest, happiest way for me is to live full-time out of my Jeep Renegade. I have for a year. I don't need hookups. I don't want hookups. I don't want to do a conversion van. I don't need to go to Arizona in the middle of the winter in the desert to listen to Bob Wells and drink the Kool-Aid. I respect Bob Wells. I respect everything that he has done for the mobile movement. But many people, I get concerned when people just follow someone like Jim Jones. They go down to South America and they drink the Kool-Aid. Think for yourself. Don't just follow me either. I want you. The circle says be you. I will repeat it because that's my core message. The circle on my channel says be you. Unlike a lot of people that leave some comments that are either negative tone or misleading, their circle is just a blank color and their page has no content. Many positive viewers I have. Goon, Loso from Connecticut, love and respect to you. From UK recently to with the Forest profile. I know you. Thank you for the comments yesterday on the base camp too. I think that was overpriced. But I make different videos just to keep inspired, on different possibilities as I refine my journey. Because your journey is a constant refinement in process. And you define your journey. Not me, not Bob Wells, not Nomadic Fanatic, you. And I have defined my journey. I love living full-time out of my Jeep Renegade. It's the simplest, cheapest. I don't have to worry about hookups. I can park anywhere. I have the best fuel efficiency. I don't need shelving. I don't need anything else. I want to be very clear on that. Please do not watch one video of someone and then define them. And don't just blindly follow Bob Wells. He's a good man. But again, think for yourself. Your whole life should be based on that premise. Let me take this from that person. Let me take this from the other person. But then let me think for myself and decide what works for me. That's key. But as far as cheapest, you just cannot beat the cost effectiveness of living out a car. The only question you have to ask yourself is, does it work for you? Are you a woman that needs to squat, and are you willing to squat a little bit less? Then you may need a van. I've talked about that. But if you're a woman, you want to live in a Jeep Renegade or whatever you want to do you. And some people want the hookup. Some people want kids. They want the pets. Again, do you. Very clear. This video was a response on a lot of recent comments. Thank you for the comments. Respect to everyone. But please be clear. I don't need anyone to define my journey. I have and I will continue to define my journey. Not Bob Wells, not anyone else. The cheapest, simplest way to live, period, is to live full-time out of a car. For me, it's a Jeep Renegade. If you want to, as you go up, it's a van. Then as you go up, it's an RV. Because as you go up in, whether it's a van, RV, you're going up in cost, components, aggravation, more places, you need to worry about parking. But, one guy said, maybe the RV lifestyle, it's not for you. It's not for you. Bro, it is for me. But it's how I define it, not how you define it. Not how it's been defined for years. Not how Bob Wells defines it, not how Nomadic Fanatic defines it, not how anyone defines it. It's how I define it. I will defiant. And it does work for me. It has for a year. I'm happy. I'm living a peaceful, positive, productive life in society. And I don't care if you believe me or you don't believe me. I go forward. I have my whole life. I am thankful and I acknowledge all the positive, the 90% positive people that I connected with through YouTube and that continue to inspire me. I say, let's go forward. And for the negative, you will continue to get cut off. You will continue to get blocked. I will go forward. Understand that. Never forget it. Stay inspired.